our June forecast, and sorry I released it so late. I have been insanely busy and preoccupied with all this beautiful Mercury in retrograde nonsense, but I am happy to say that we have a whole change in the way that energy is going to be this month, and I'm really excited about it because, okay, let's start off with June 2nd because I'm just going to go in chronological order. June 2nd, we're going to have a full moon in Sagittarius, which is going to be in your 3rd house. So this is your communication sector. This is short distance travel, which I think is kind of interesting because usually Sagittarius rules long distance travel, and this is actually in, like the short distance type travel of energy. This full moon is afflicted. Neptune in Pisces is going to be squaring off with the Sun in Gemini, Mars in Gemini, and Mercury in Gemini. So communication, because communication isn't great right now. And part of the reason for this is because we have a Mercury still in retrograde, and our Mercury is in retrograde until June 11th, and it goes back up to full speed after the 13th. So I always tell people, like, wait until about the 13th, a few days after it goes direct, for it to, get up to full speed. Well, this moon, I think, is going to be a positive full moon if you have been realistically looking at things. You've been realistically looking at your hopes and your dreams and your wishes. If you've been communicating with who you've with about what you expect from it. There hasn't been any hidden agenda. If there's a hidden agenda, I think that you could run into problems this month with this full moon. Full moons mean accumulative energy. So anytime that there's an energy that accumulates, it either progresses your life and ends that previous cycle, or it ends whatever is in question, period. And so that's the way a full moon works. Now, a full moon the energy usually builds up for the first couple days, so you'll start feeling this energy about June 1st, and then it actually peaks on the day of the full moon, and then a couple days after you'll feel it, and then this just kind of sets everything in motion for about 4 weeks until the next full moon. So one of the things that I do notice about this particular full moon is that the moon in Sagittarius is going to be opposing Mars and Mercury in Gemini as well. So I just think that if you have a conversation with somebody, that person could be more combative than normal with you, and normally you could talk things out, but it's just such a combative conversation that even elevating your thinking may not get you out of this. Maybe trying to elevate, the way that they're approaching this and rationally looking at it, I think is not going to get you out of it. It's just going to be a very difficult day in general for just about everybody. Let's talk about June 5th. June 5th, Mars is in Gemini is going to be in your 9th house. So this is your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. This is in elevated thinking. This is in long distance travel. Mars in Gemini is going to be sextiling Jupiter in Leo. This is going to be a relatively good day. Now, again, if you have your head in the clouds and you want to look at something and you're trying to avoid something, then this will not be a good day for you because Neptune in Pisces is going to be squaring Mercury in Gemini and the Mars in Gemini and the Sun in Gemini. So I just really want to make you aware that as long as you stay present, as long as you keep keep a realistic approach, which you usually don't have a problem doing, then I think relatively today is going to be a good day. Because Mercury in Gemini is also going to be sextiling Jupiter in Leo. I really, really enjoy that energy. I think it just means that, you could have a conversation, or, something could come into your life that just, that is generated from a conversation, that just leads to, a sudden opportunity. And the reason why I say that is because Uranus in Aries is also going to be, sextiling Mars in Gemini. And so to me, this just suggests that it could be unexpected. It's not something that you may understand. Jupiter is in a great mood this month. It gets to be itself. It gets to be highly benefic. It gets to generate the type of response that it wants to. So in general, I think that this is, going to be a really, really, truly fabulous day. Then on June 8th, we have your sun in the 9th house, and your sun in the 9th house, which is in Gemini, is going to be trining Jupiter in Leo. This is going to be a day of love. It's going to be a day of great conversations. It's going to be a day of, I think, moving past your past. If you're interested, and it could be an unexpected result. Like, it could be like, you have this wonderful conversation with somebody, even though Mercury is in retrograde still. I really believe that for the most part, like, the energies are so harmonious. I don't think we're going to have a whole lot of difficulty with, as usual, with the Mercury in retrograde energy. So it's going to be just a wonderful day. And then on the 10th, you're going to have your sun still in the 9th house. And this day is nothing but beautiful sextiles. It is just gorgeous. And anytime there's a sextile in energy, that means that, they're working together and they're doing a ballet up there. And the energy is just sprinkling down just wonderful, wonderful blessings to us. And that's going to include energies such as Jupiter in Leo, Mercury in Aries. It's going to be Mercury in Gemini, Venus. I mean, just about every energy is going to be activated and just left to feel super, super good from all of this. So that is going to be another fabulous day for you. Then on the 11th, as I said before, Mercury goes direct. So we're going to give it a couple days for it to get up to full power. But Neptune that very same day goes retrograde. And so you'll find that anything that has been in turmoil with Neptune in May, you might see and revisit. It might be something on an unconscious level. You might have dreams about it. You might, you're going to see the realistic approach to all of those things. You'll rationally, come to some sort of conclusion. It will be foggy. It will be hard to understand when when Neptune's in retrograde, but that's okay, guys, because, I believe that this stuff is going to, all of this past work that we're doing, all this retrograde energy is going to it'll play itself out. We don't really need to spend a whole lot of time always trying to control it and understand where it's all going. I think the key with Neptune energy is just sometimes to just say it's okay not to fully understand and not to fully know. Then on the 11th, on the 14th, we have the sun in Gemini, and Mars in Gemini, still sextiling Uranus in Aries, which is just, you could come up with a creative new idea because you've got Venus in Leo in here. It's going to be sextiling Mercury in Gemini energy. To me, this month is a very big love month. This should have been the month for February. I mean, this has just got Valentine's Day all over it all the time. great partnership energy, great, you're going to want to indulge a lot this month. You're going to want the finer things in life. You know, you're going to be able to talk your way into getting those things. Not that you couldn't before because of your charm and the way that you hold yourself, but I truly believe, like, for the most part, this is just going to be a fabulous month. On the 16th, we do have a new moon in Gemini. And I think for you that this is going to go really well. It's going to be in your 9th house again. So I think because you can elevate your mind and you can make, you can understand things on a very rational level, I really honestly believe for the most part, this energy is going to be pretty decent for you. The moon in Gemini will be quincunxing Saturn and Scorpio. I want to bring this to your attention because on the 14th, we had Saturn go out of Sagittarius because it was in Sagittarius in retrograde, and it's going back into Scorpio. And for you, this is going to be in your 2nd house. So this is how you value yourself. This is how how you value others, the tangible things you want. What are you willing to give up for those things? What is really important in your life? It's, with this benefic month, you could be adding things to your house, could be adding things to your life. You could be, seeking a relationship that maybe could significantly add to your household in a big way, as far as financially, as far as pushing you also for your hopes, dreams, and wishes. This could be a collaborative relationship that really, really takes you to the next level. So I just want to make you aware that on the 16th, with that moon in Gemini, quincunxing, which is just a flat out opposition, that Saturn and Scorpio energy could pull you back a little bit and make you think of the past. I think it's maybe it's important for you to think about what you past went through if you're going to be thinking about making a future that is extremely long term with somebody. I think some revisiting, and not where we're revisiting it and we're being beat down and it's just being crammed down our throat. I think it's just like, if you think about what happened to you in about October of 2012, and then you're going to go to October 2013 and October 2014, that we had a lot of Scorpio energy back then. And so you really want to look at those times in your life and you want to compare it. You want to see if karmically you've paid back debt or karmically you've been working through these relationships and these issues that you've been having, so that you don't continue to have karmic relationships, that you have relationships that are going to last a lifetime for you. Then on the 27th, or excuse me, my goodness, on the 22nd, you're going to have Jupiter in Leo in your 11th house, which that's your friends, networking, that's how you make yourself known. Like, the way you smooth people is kind of all in that category. And that's going to be in Leo, is going to be trining Uranus and Aries. And I really, really like this energy on the 22nd. You have it, Venus in Leo also is going to be trining Uranus and Aries. A trine isn't a sextile, so it's not like this energy means that you just, get to move ahead in some monumental way that will really, really accelerate your life. It just means that you guys that those energies work really well together. Now, it could mean that you take advantage of that and think, oh, it's working so well, I should not put any effort into today because it's so easy. If you do that, I think you might get pulled into the quincunx energy that's also on this very same day. Saturn in Scorpio, which is in retrograde, is going to be quincunxing the Sun in Cancer, and it's going to be quincunxing Mars in Gemini. there is that possibility of being pulled backwards into a previous situation where somehow your ego and your identity was compromised. And then it's something that kind of took the passion out of your life back then. You know, Saturn is making us revisit. So if this does happen to you, if you have not paid back that karmic debt, or there's something you need to work through, you're definitely going to experience it during this time. Then the final day I want to talk about is June 28th, and that is going to be in your 11th house. Venus will be. And so this has to do with friends. You could see sudden opportunity come out of your life because of friend, because that you were networking with a friend, and that friend brought forth an opportunity, and through that brought expansion in a way that you never thought was possible. And so it could be an innovative idea. It could be some kind of, technological advance that really helps you advance some portion of your life. It could just mean that a love just comes out of the blue, and you've been wanting a partnership that just jives with you, and this is going to be the month for that. It is a lovey month. It is a wonderful month. It's sparkly, it shines, it's got so much to give. We worked so hard in May. This is just an amazing energy, and I hope that you really, really, truly have a wonderful June, and I will see you guys again next month.